More playoff hockey heading our way. Kind of hard to keep track of like who's in the playoffs, but you know what? We all are in the playoffs, I guess. But not bad. Moses joining me on the desk now. The Lloydminster Baker Hughes Bobcats tonight is their night where they open up the postseason.
And the best part is they're taking on CAC in a best of 5, of course, getting that first round bye. You know, Matt Schumann has a great report talking about the Cats, and of course that first round bye, they might use that to their advantage.
If you were to describe the Bobcats' year, you could call it a roller coaster ride of a season. After winning 11 of their first 15 games, they would drop 5 of their next 7, only to end the season going 12-1.
I think after Christmas we started to buy in and everybody kind of was on the same page, and we started to roll off some wins.
We've had quite a few ups and downs off the start, but now after Christmas we've been playing better as a team, so hopefully just, you know, come together and make a good run in the playoffs.
Their 24-9-2 record was good enough to earn a first-round bye in the playoffs, and after having close to 2 weeks off, they're primed to make a deep playoff run.
We had a couple guys that were, you know, some bumps and bruises that hopefully they're 100% now, and then also we get to work on some stuff that maybe I felt that, you know, we weren't quite where we needed to be in certain areas of the game, and you know, we've been building and building all year, and hopefully this, you know, if this series goes long or some games go into overtime and stuff, hopefully we'll have a little extra in the tank.
Being able to rest and stuff, and, you know, we got some extra time to work on some things and really nailed on our system, so I think we're ready for it.
The Bobcats opened the playoffs against CAC. Now the team split the season series, collecting a win each, making for a very entertaining best-of-5 series.
They're a big team. Their defense moved well. I think they have 4 good lines, so I think we're just going to have to stick to our game plan and stay patient. We'll be ready.
They're a good club, and we've had quite a few close games with them, so it's going to be a battle. Hopefully just work harder and get the win.
Puck drop for Game 1 is at 7:30. Matt Schumann, Newcap Sports.
To college hoops now, the Lakeland Rustlers women's basketball team are in Olds, gearing up for a provincial title run. Ideally, the Rustlers didn't want to head into tomorrow afternoon's game riding a 5-game losing streak. Most recently, they lost to Nate 64-56 at home. The Rustlers will have a rematch against the Hughes in the first round and hope to exact some revenge from last year's blowout in Provincials.
We're excited. I think we played way better at home on Saturday, very close game, and also we're missing one of our top players, Mariah Vantoff. You're looking at 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, and a leader on the floor. So we're really excited to play them again. And if they beat us 3 times in a row, you know, hats off to them. They're a better team. But I think we have a really good shot if we play our game to beat Nate, and we showed in the Augustana game that we have a good shot to beat Augustana, home, road, neutral site. It doesn't really matter. So we couldn't be more happy.
She came in as a fresh-faced kid from Spokane, Washington, transferring from a junior college in the U.S. and over the last 3 years has made an impact in the college ranks north of the border. Here's her story in the first of a 2-part series on Amanda Carlton.
I actually did want to show you something, so this is a little surprise. Just press play and take a look at it.
Oh my gosh.
Watching Amanda Carlton knock down shot after shot in a workout today shows why Rustlers head coach Chris King has been after this girl for quite some time.
I've talked to Chris, you know, for about 3 years now, and I've built such a good relationship with him. And
your first interview with us. Were you like nervous or what?
Yeah, I was nervous. I never had an interview before.
Amanda Carlton's 1,200-kilometer journey to Lakeland College to play basketball was a long one. Growing up in Spokane, Washington, Amanda played various sports, but at the age of 12, she made a commitment that changed her life.
That was when I decided I wanted to play college basketball, and I'm going to do everything it takes to get to that. So I don't want my parents to have to pay for education. I want to get a scholarship.
Her drive and focus began at the driveway, working on her skills day in and day out with her father.
Your dad mentioned that you have pretty sharp elbows and that you'd hit them in the driveway. Is that where you got your competitive edge from?
Oh man, yeah. All my most memorable memories, everything is in that basketball court in the alley. My dad was out there a lot. I mean, he was my biggest opponent because he would start pushing and shoving a little bit, and he was like, "You never hurt your dad." I said, "I don't care who you are. Like, I'm gonna play hard." And you know, I said, I usually back down a little bit, like with my elbows, but a couple times, you know, where I couldn't, like, I didn't think about it, he would just get it right in the face. And so, you know, somebody always came in with a sour attitude and with blood. That's just how it was. My mom was always there to help support the person that came in that lost and got hurt.
Those skills she developed at home made her into a solid athlete, once dubbed by her high school coach as an Adam Morrison-type player, one with a great mindset, a scoring touch, and size. Amanda was an integral part in helping her team finish second in state championships. During her senior year, Amanda still kept her dream alive of playing college ball, sending applications out. But it didn't prepare her for what was coming next.
I remember coming home before a high school game, and I'd gotten this letter, a big old letter package, like it was from Canada, and I was like, whoa, like what the heck is this?
I met her through a contact of mine at Seattle University. I went down there, got game tape from her and a few other kids that just wasn't good enough for Seattle U at the time, but he knew the type of players that I was recruiting.
After several phone calls and emails, Amanda finally made her decision, much to the dismay of Lakeland Rustlers head coach Chris King.
When she decided to go to North Idaho, were you like upset? Were you angry? Like, what was going on in your mind?
For sure I was upset, especially being a young coach at that time. I think every time I lost a recruit, I took it personally. Now I know you can't do that, but Amanda I felt like I had a really good bond with. So I was hurt, and I thought that she could be an impact player for us.
I knew he was pretty upset when I told him no the first time, because I had a really close relationship with him just over the phone, right? Because I talked with him so much. So that was really hard to tell him no. I remember I felt really bad.
But after 2 years and a national championship later, Amanda decided to give Coach King a call. And on March 29, 2011, a new chapter would be written and impact both Amanda and the school.
I want to introduce our newest and our biggest signing this year for the next season, Amanda Carlton. I was very stressed. I think Amanda will be the first one to say it. I think the conversations we had once she got on campus, I was pretty stressed, just worrying about losing her again. Once she committed and signed, I felt very relieved. I
came up here, I knew I had one person, like Mariah, because I knew I was going to be good friends with her, and then stayed in contact with her. And then I recruited one of my teammates, Amy, to come up here with me, so it was good.
All right, tomorrow in part 2, we'll get a behind-the-scenes look at Amanda's final home game as a Rustler. We'll move on now to our superstar next door. The Lakeland Rustlers curling team is fresh off hosting the ACAC Championships. Now, the results didn't go the Rustlers' way. However, one in particular Rustler, had great success this season. Matt Schumont has more on Karli Makichuk in this week's Superstar Next Door.
At the age of 6, Karli Makichuk threw her first rock, and just like her parents and older sister, she always wanted to become a curler.
I first started curling in Little Rockers program here in Lloydminster when I was about 6 years old, and I always just came to the rink and watched my parents and my older sisters curl, and I always wanted to try it. So after games, I'd come out and throw a couple of rocks, and then I got in the program, and then I stuck with it ever since.
Having a great season, Karli was recognized for her play as she was named to the ACAC All-Conference team.
That was pretty exciting to be chosen because it's voted by the peers, so yeah.
Up next for the young second is a trip to Ottawa to represent Alberta at the upcoming Mixed Nationals, a tournament she is looking forward to.
I'm really excited to go to Nationals in Ottawa. It's my first time going to a national event, and so I'm really excited to be competing there, and just excited to, learn a lot from the other teams who are probably more experienced than us. This is our first time going, so yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
As for what Karli would like to do in the long run, a trip to the Scotties Tournament of Hearts is something that's on the agenda.
I'd really like to get there and maybe play with my sister eventually. Would be pretty cool too.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.